Back at it here on a Monday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, 8th day of July, 2024. I'm Dan Kuntz. Hope you had a good long holiday weekend. A lot of people did have a long holiday weekend. A lot of people had a really long holiday weekend. Most people took Friday off. Of course, we were gone Thursday. We came in here Friday for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We worked. We didn't work real hard, but we were here. So it's back at it. It's going to be hot. We got it all. We have an excessive heat warning. We got a red flag warning. It's going to be just a blowtorch of heat over the next couple of days. We have a very good chance of setting a new record high today. Definitely going to set a new record high tomorrow on Tuesday. Cool down a little bit on Thursday. Going to be triple digits today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. What we're worried about on Wednesday, right now we're under the influence of a dome of high pressure. But that dome is going to flatten out, and that's going to allow breezy conditions on Wednesday. You have windy conditions, still triple digits on Wednesday. Low, bone dry relative humidity. You take all of those things together, and you got some pretty nervous firefighters and wildfire fighters out there. It's going to be extremely hot, and even the break that we're going to get on Thursday ain't going to be much. Still going to be well into the mid-90s. That extremely warm weather forecast is coming up. We had 98 yesterday. Now, yesterday at this time, it was 67 degrees. Now it's 74. So you do the math, 98. So we're going to be 105, 106, maybe even warmer than that today. I don't care who you are. That's hot. Hope your air conditioner works. News, not a lot, but whatever there is, we will touch on. The Mariners continue to just fall all over themselves. They can't seem to hit the baseball with the bat. I understand it's one of the hardest things to do in sports, if not the hardest thing to do in sports. Hit a ball with a bat that's thrown from 60 feet 6 inches away, but man, they're hurting. Not playing well right now. But the Apple Sox, a most improbable victory at Nanaimo last night. We'll have highlights of both the Mariners and the Apple Sox. In case you missed it Friday, we're going to re-air the 3 interviews that Jefferson did up in the Upper Valley regarding being bear-wise in the Leavenworth area. You'll be hearing from the gal from the city of Leavenworth who makes sure that the government is doing their job, and they are. You'll also hear from Camille Stem. She was the lady who was attacked by a bear right outside of her house a couple of years ago, and Rich Beausoleil from the Washington State Department of Fish and Wildlife, whose job it is to get the bears out of here when the bears get a little too human-friendly. The Bear-Wise feature coming up in the back half of the program. Let's start our tour around the valley. You will notice a little bit of haze to the north of us. When we switch to the camera up Lake Chelanway, you'll see it because the Pioneer Fire continues to burn. It's still out in the middle of nowhere. It got larger, obviously, over the weekend. Again, low relative humidity and extremely hot temperatures. At least it's not really threatening any significant structures, but it's not making the air quality up in the Chelan area particularly good. Say good morning to the Wenatchee Valley. The Columbia River looks awfully enticing. All bodies of water will be rather enticing as we get to the afternoon hours. We had 98 on Saturday. We had 98 yesterday. We'll be well into the triple digits today because we were off to a much warmer start than we have been before we cool down a little bit, but not much on Thursday. Speaking of the Lake Chelan area, that is the Bear Mountain camera pointed up towards the Pioneer Fire, and you can see it's pretty smoky and pretty hazy up there. That is about 30 miles up lake from the town of Lake Chelan, but since there's no real place for the smoke to go, it goes up. It hits the lid of the high pressure ridge and it goes right back down again. And of course, this is the time of the day when the air quality is at its worst as the day progresses. Although the fire may pick up in intensity, the smoke will go up higher in the atmosphere before it comes back down again. Chelan, by the way, here at 68 degrees. It's still 74 here in the big city. You'll notice a little residual smoke up Billy Goat Way. Good morning to Omak, Okanagan, Brewster, Pateros. We used that camera on Friday. We had it pointed to the southeast. Now we have it pointed right up the Columbia River with a little slice of the Methow down there below, and you see a few high clouds and smoke. Again, some of that is definitely from the Pioneer Fire in the Lake Chelan area. It's not, as far as the crow flies, it's really not that far from where the fire is to where that camera is on top of Billy Goat Mountain, high above Alta Lake. And finally, camera number 4 takes us all the way down near the Hanford Nuclear Reservation. You can see a little slice of the Columbia River. And since this is considerably farther south than where we are, about 130 miles as the crow flies, you see very little smoke and haze in the air down there. Everybody is going to be extremely hot today. 3 slides to show for you. I wish I didn't have to show you any of these slides, but we're going to show them to you anyway. First of all, red flag warning. The recipe is there, and you can see the red flag warning map in pink on your right. Low relative humidity, breezy conditions. It's not going to be windy today. The wind is really going to pick up on Wednesday, but it's still going to be breezy enough. And I think mostly it's because the relative humidity is going to be so low and the temperatures are going to be so hot that a red flag warning has been issued, and things are looking really dicey on Wednesday. As far as the heat wave is concerned, no real relief in sight until we get to Thursday, and even then, not much. Well into the triple digits today. Take a look at where you live. It's going to be very hot up in Chelan and in some locations as well. Omak set a new record yesterday. They hit 103 up in Omak. So there is still a lot of heat to deal with. We have an excessive heat warning. That is set to expire on Thursday, and then we may have another one by the time we get to the weekend. So anytime you're outside, once you get to about noon today, it's going to be hot. But by about 1 o'clock this afternoon, it's probably going to be about 100 degrees by 1 o'clock. We'll top off at about 106, 107 by the time we get to 5:30 in the afternoon. But use your common sense. If you don't have to be outside, don't be outside, especially in the afternoon hours. Try not to sweat too much because that'll make you dehydrated. Wear light clothes. You know all that stuff. You use common sense. Stay hydrated as much as possible. It's just plain going to be hot. You open the door, and it's like walking into a furnace. Very hot conditions. Check out this forecast from the National Weather Service. Again, an excessive heat warning is underway. A red flag warning is underway. 106, 107, right around there for the afternoon high. The record high on this date, 103. That was set back in 2012. I think we're at least going to tie that. Overnight low tonight, very mild, only 75. The coolest we got overnight tonight was 72. So when you talk about these very warm overnight lows, it doesn't take a lot to start warming up again because it's already warm in the early morning hours, which is why they're thinking 109 for our forecast high on Tuesday. Our record high Tuesday, 105. Set back in 1975. Still oppressively hot on Wednesday, the big story Wednesday, as this high pressure ridge begins to flatten out. It's not going to move anywhere, but it is going to flatten out. That's going to allow for some breezy conditions on Wednesday. So you got the really bad recipe. It's going to be hot, it's going to be dry, and it's going to be windy on Wednesday afternoon. We don't want to see that. Once we get through Wednesday, and hopefully we don't have any more fires or whatever fires are out there, don't get too crazy. We cool down a little bit on Thursday with a high of 97, and then 100 and 100 and 101. Absolutely no precipitation in sight for the foreseeable future. We need rain and cooler temperatures. We ain't getting any of that. Record-breaking high temperatures certainly within the realm of possibility today, tomorrow, and Wednesday, especially on Tuesday. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll have your Monday morning news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel. The family at the Epladolin want to help your loved one feel at ease in their new home environment. Epladolin offers beautiful one-bedroom and studio apartments. Residents enjoy 3 delicious home-style meals a day, laundry service, housekeeping service, and encouragement to make themselves cozy in their new home. Epladolin welcomes your family to come and visit their family. Epladolin, independent and assisted living. They make the complicated easy for you. Call today for a tour.
As sheriff, I arrested rioters, rapists, and mass murderers, locked up human traffickers who preyed on women and children. On my watch, everyone was accountable. Despite being the Attorney General for 12 years, Bob Ferguson does not take responsibility for the rapid increase in crime and homelessness, businesses moving out of state, and jobs lost. And he thinks he deserves a promotion?
Dave Reichert.
At Confluence Health, our mission is clear: to provide exceptional care for our community. We believe in healthcare that's personal and local because we're just like you, members of this great community.
We are Confluence.
Local care by and for our community.
Local care by and for our community.
Local care by and for our community.
We are Confluence.
Caught in a conflict? Family, workplace, neighbor, business, housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
74 degrees. It's a warm start to what's going to be a very hot day today. New record high temperature, distinct possibility today. Warmer still, if you can believe it, on Tuesday. Hot and windy on Wednesday. It's 11 minutes after the hour. The city of East Wenatchee has adopted a new ordinance aimed at streamlining the process of building accessory dwelling units, also known as ADUs. In a press release, Mayor Geraldine Crawford said the ordinance is meant to address ongoing efforts to address housing affordability and diversity. The ordinance's key changes include no base minimum lot size requirement in order to start a project, and residential lots can now have up to 2 ADUs. The city also removed the owner occupancy requirement and eliminated the previous mandate that required that the lot arrangement be subdividable. The city also said it will introduce pre-approved ADU construction plans that provide property owners with accessible blueprints that meet all of the building codes. Applications are open for the vacant seat on the Moses Lake School Board following the resignation of Kevin Fuhrer. Fuhrer announcing his decision to step down from the board back on June 21st to focus on his health. Applicants are due by noon on August 15th. Interviews of selected candidates will take place at an open public meeting. On August 20th, the candidate will serve out the remainder of the position for term, which expires in November of 2025. The board is scheduled to announce the selected candidate during the August 22nd board meeting. Interested applicants can apply on the website of the Moses Lake School District. Every year, the Leavenworth National Fish Hatchery awaits the return of spring Chinook that were reared there in the year before. This week, the return started in earnest. More than 3,000 spring Chinook have made the journey back up the Columbia River to the hatchery spawning ground. These fish are kept in the hatchery's adult holding pond. Fish biologists say Chinook become more red in color as they come closer to their spawning time, particularly male Chinook salmon. And a friendly reminder for you folks who drive on North Wenatchee Avenue, the Mega Kittrick project restarts this week to finish the final phase of construction. The major construction project was dubbed Mega Kittrick by city officials because it's a combination of projects around McKittrick Street. The remaining work includes the construction of median improvements, a new traffic light, a new roadway, pedestrian illumination, and final pavement markings. Drivers in the area can expect the two-way left turn lane in the middle of it closed and restricted left turns on North Wenatchee Avenue. And some lanes will be closed entirely at night, and that'll reduce traffic to a single lane in each direction. The city says the left turn access will be restricted until the work is complete and the stoplight is operational. Here we go again, just like last year. That's the news. At 14 minutes after the hour, the news will come your way tonight at 5, 6, and 10 right here on the NCW Life channel. That's on television, 5, 6, and 10. If you consume your news on the World Wide Web, our newscast will be up and running on our homepage, ncwlife.com, our Facebook page, our YouTube page. We have an X, we have an Instagram, we have an app. It's right there. It's right there, the app. Download the app by going to the QR code on your screen with your smartphone, and you will have the NCW Life app up and running for you. And if something out there you think is newsworthy, you let us know about it. We'd appreciate it. News at ncwlife.com. Sports, Mariners played. Apple Sox played a lot in the 6th inning. Sports is next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
My name is Anna Marie. I've lived at Prestige here for 6.5 years, and I love it. They just made you feel so welcome. I love my room. I get 3 meals a day, do as I darn well want to. I've loved it ever since I moved in.
Mom's a wonderful, wonderful lady. She deserved the very best, and I got it for her here at Prestige.
Global Car Care has the best customer service in the Valley. From the moment you walk in the door, their goal is to help you stay on the road, so you can keep doing what's important to you. Global Car Care certified ASE mechanics stand behind your automotive repairs.
Apple Valley Honda is bringing the future of driving to you. Introducing the all-new, all-electric Honda Prologue EV. Say goodbye to gas stations and hello to a whisper-quiet ride and zero emissions. The wait is over. Finally, a local option for a quality EV from a brand with a track record of exceptional quality and reliability. Experience the Honda Prologue EV for yourself at family-owned Apple Valley Honda. Stay close to home and visit us at Apple Valley Honda today for the life you live.
Hey, welcome back to Save Mart. What can we help you find today?
We're looking for a mattress.
Oh, right this way. We got a large selection. We have this pillow top here.
Oh, comfortable.
We have more to choose from down here.
Oh.
I think I have the perfect one over here for you.
I guess we'll take this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
Sports at 17 minutes after the hour. The Seattle Mariners dropped their 6th consecutive 3-game series yesterday afternoon. They lost in extras to the Blue Jays 5-4. The Mariners struck out 14 times. They lead the majors in strikeouts. They've struck out so far this season 950 times.
So now Leo Jimenez making his 2nd major league start. He started one of the games back at home. It was on the 4th on Thursday. Into center, a base hit. The first big league hit for Leo Jimenez.
That's terrific. And you can see he gets congratulations from Mark Budzinski, the first base coach. The bench absolutely exploded when that ball hit the ground in the center. Vladdy comes out and picks up the baseball. That was terrific.
Julio would get the day off, and then, hey, how about Victor Robles out to left field? His first as a Mariner, and landed all the way to the second deck. Well, we all saw that coming.
In the lineup playing center field because Julio isn't available. A 1-0 pitch. He gets a fastball to his liking and hits it into the upper deck.
Here it comes. It is the slider. It's line to center. Bichette back to tag. Now he's on his way to the plate, and he is in there. And the sac fly will tie the game.
The 2-2. Fly ball. Spanked to left field. Mitch Garver has done it. Exactly what the Mariners need. A 3-run homer to take the lead in the 5th inning.
It's just a bad changeup up right in the middle of the plate. He knew it right away.
Well hit ball high and deep to right center field. And it is gone! And George Springer has tied this game.
Well, we talked about Springer getting big hits recently, and he comes up with another one. A 3-run home run, his 10th of the season.
Out to left field. Varsho chasing after it. He can't get to this one. And it bounces over. It bounces over the wall. A break for the Blue Jays. And Cal Raleigh, I'm not sure what his intentions were, but has to stay put at third base.
I think if it hits the wall instead of bouncing over, Cal probably scores.
Niner sets. 3-2 again. Base hit right field. Here comes Guerrero. And he will score. Varsho to second on the play. The Blue Jays have the lead. The 1-1. High fly ball center. Kiermaier back. Has it.
Manager Scott Service said it's the same old song, good starting pitching, but no run support from the offense.
3 one-run games. Unfortunately, we're on the bad side of a couple of those. So, a lot of action, a lot to unpack in that game. A ton of chances, of course, late in the game for us offensively. But I thought George threw the ball really good. Was on top of his game early. Was hoping to get him through the bottom of the order there in the 7th, and they were on him at that point. Went to Stanny, and Ryan's been so good for us all year long. We wouldn't be in this position if he hadn't been as consistent as he's been coming out of the bullpen, and made a mistake. Springer got a big hit there, just like Garver got a big hit earlier for us, and still feel good about where we're at. Thought our other guys out of the bullpen did a great job. We created a ton of traffic. It seemed like the bases were loaded every inning there at the end. We got a big hit in the 9th, and the ball bounced over the fence. You're hoping that stays in the yard, and Cal probably scores on the Rayleigh double. But our guys competed their tails off. You're creating all that traffic out there, putting the pressure on them. But you got to come through. You got to get the big hit or get the guy in from third, and we weren't able to do that today. So.
Seattle is off today. Then they start a 6-game road trip. They'll take on the Padres and then the Angels, and then the All-Star break. To the scoreboard we go in the American League West. The Mariners retain their 2-game lead over the Astros because Houston also has lost now 2 in a row. The Twins beat them yesterday 7-3. The Mariners lead the Rangers by 7.5 games. Texas knocked off the Rays. The Cubs shut out the Angels, and the Orioles over the Athletics. The Wenatchee Apple Sox entered the 6th inning at Nanaimo trailing 6-0, and they left the 6th inning at Nanaimo leading 11-6 en route to a 14-8 victory yesterday. Wenatchee sent 16 men to the plate in the inning, and they take 2 of 3 from the Night Owls.
Bases loaded. A 3-1 offering. Hoyland watches that one sail outside for ball 4. And the Apple Sox have their first run of the day here on a bases-loaded walk drawn by Cam Hoyland. The 1-1. Swung on and hit into right field, a base hit for Friedberg. Gianni scores. Boscarino held up at third. And the Apple Sox get another one. It's an RBI single for Hunter Friedberg. And it's now a 6-2 score here in the 6th inning. And the 3-1 pitch. Swung on, hit the opposite way, and into left field. Boscarino scores. Hoyland held up at third, and the Apple Sox have scored another run. That's 6 straight hitters to reach base here. RBI single the other way for Morisaki. And the first pitch up and in, hits him. 4 runs have scored here in the 6th inning. It's a 2-run game as Hoyland comes in to score. 2-1 the count. Bases juiced with 4 runs across. And the pitch. Swung on and struck out toward right center field. Garrett Cutting's first hit of the season might tie or give the Apple Sox the lead. Trouble in right field. All 3 runners are going to come around and score. Cutting into third safely with a go-ahead RBI triple. It's a 7-run top of the 6th inning, and Wenatchee leads 7-6. The Apple Sox dugout erupts to greet them as Cutting comes through as the 9th hitter of the inning, and Wenatchee takes the lead here in the 6th inning. The pitch, swung on and grounded into left field. Cutting comes in to score. Make it 9 straight hitters to reach base as Wenatchee takes an 8-6 lead. Cloyd hustling towards second, gets in with a double, and the Apple Sox add an insurance run after the pitching change. Gianni attacks the first pitch, grounds it over to second. Marsh to the bag for 1, the throw to first. Cannot be secured. Cloyd comes in to score, and Wenatchee adds the lead. Hoyland 1 for 2 with a walk. Drove it a run with that RBI, bases on balls. Shows bunt, puts it down third base side. Gianni breaks from third, coming home. He will get there. An infield single for Cam Hoyland. And the Apple Sox add to the lead. It's now 10-6 in the top of the 6th inning. Friedberg attacks the first pitch he sees. It's into left field. Boscarino waved around from third base. He will score. It's 11-6 Wenatchee in a ridiculous top of the 6th inning here at Sir Oxman Stadium. We'll do it again. Another 2-2 offering coming to Ryder Florence. From the right side against the righty Pearson. The pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3. First punch out of the day for Joey Pearson, and it's out number 2 here in the 7th. First and second, 2 down. No balls and 2 strikes. Pearson fires. Swing and a miss for strike 3. A 1-2 offering to Larson. Swung on and popped up. Shallow right field. Marsh hustling over. Can't see the baseball. It drops in for an RBI single for Jake Larson. Hunter Freeberg in to score. It's now 12-6 Apple Sox. First pitch, a liner to third. Morasaki reaches out and makes a tremendous play. Kanoa Morasaki leaping to his left to secure the ball. And there are 2 down here in the 9th inning. The 2-2. Swinging a ground ball, first base side. Peary keeps it in front of him. Hustling to the bag, underhands to Monson, and he'll step on first. And that is another series win for the Apple Sox. A 14-8 triumph as Wenatchee strikes 11 times at the top of the 6th inning to overcome a 6-run deficit and win the rubber match.
Apple Sox are off today. Then they start a 3-game homestand against the Edmonton Riverhawks tomorrow night at 6:35. To the West Coast League scoreboard from our friends at Les Schwab, the winners. Victoria over Kelowna. Kamloops crushed Edmonton. Bellingham just got by Port Angeles. Bend in a pitcher's duel over Yakima Valley. Corvallis beat Springfield. Ridgefield over Cowlitz. And it was a very warm night of racing at Wenatchee Valley's Super Oval. The headliner was the Dix Heating and Air Conditioning Thunder Cars taking the checkered flag. Cody Harris out of East Wenatchee. The Plum Perfect Roadrunners, Kyle Spalding takes the checkered flag out of East Wenatchee. I don't believe they let you keep the flag. That would get expensive after a while. The Bandoleros from Knutson General Contracting, Matthew Anders. Way to go, Matt. He wins out of Wenatchee. The B&T Towing Youth Roadrunners, McKenna Lutz out of Ephrata, takes the checkered flag. And finally, the Apple Valley Pumping Crown Vic Stocks, Jemiah Nyhouse of Cashmere wins that race. Next up in a couple of weeks, more racing at the WVSO. And those are just some of the games that people are playing. At 27 minutes after the hour, it's summer vacation. A lot of kids are staying indoors because it's too damn hot. So today's obscure holiday is something that will kill the time, if not your brain cells. It's National Video Games Day. And I have it right here, the best-selling video games of all time. Number 10, Tetris Nintendo, which since it came out in 1989, I remember that, it sold 43 million. Number 9, Wii Fit Plus. You remember the Wii? What happened to that? It sold basically 44 million. Number 8, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Number 7, the Pokemon Red, Green, Blue, Yellow game from 1996. Number 6, Super Mario Brothers, what you see right there. Since 1985, it sold 58 million copies. Number 5 on the best-selling video games of all time, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. I don't know what that is, but it sold 70 million copies. Number 4, Wii Sports. Again, what happened to Wii? It was huge back in 2006. Wii Sports has sold 83 million. Number 3, Tetris Mobile. It's been out for about 20 years. It sold 100 million copies. Number 2, Grand Theft Auto 5, which is 11 years old now. It sold 150 million copies. And the number 1 selling video game of all time, Minecraft. It sold 238 million copies, almost 100 million more than second place. That is impressive. National Video Game Day. My video gaming comes and goes. Sometimes I play it a lot, and sometimes I don't play it at all for months on end. But if you're a video gamer, today is your day. Today in history, July the 8th, 1947, there is the front page of the Roswell Daily Record. Apparently a UFO has crashed, a flying saucer, on a ranch in Roswell, New Mexico. It became known as the Roswell UFO incident. At the time, the military said it was a weather balloon that crashed. This was 77 years ago in 1947. 50-odd years later, the U.S. military said it was a nuclear test surveillance balloon. And now, of course, Roswell, New Mexico is pretty much Area 51. I don't know. I watched the movie Independence Day. Maybe it is a documentary. That was 77 years ago today. Now, this is a concert I would have gone to. July the 8th, 1967, that would make it 57 years ago today. The Monkees begin a 29-date North American tour. The opening act, the Jimi Hendrix Experience. So Jimi Hendrix opening for the Monkees. Jimi Hendrix was dropped after 6 shows. Both Jimmy's management and the Monkees said, this ain't working out. Jimi Hendrix opening for the Monkees. I kid you not. And finally, 13 years ago today, the space shuttle Atlantis is launched. It would be the 33rd and final mission of the U.S. Space Shuttle program. Almost nobody paid attention. Atlantis was resupplying the International Space Station. Only 4 astronauts took part. They went up, they dumped off a bunch of supplies, they picked up some garbage, and they went home. And the Space Shuttle program wrapped up, not with the bang, but with the whimper. Birthdays, if you consider the real wealth, the real value of his wealth, so you take John D. Rockefeller, you adjust his wealth for inflation, you use his wealth measured against the gross domestic product of this country, he is by far, by far the wealthiest American of all time. $400 billion. He was America's first billionaire. I mean, he makes Elon Musk and Bill Gates and all those other extraordinarily wealthy people look like penny pinchers. John D. Rockefeller, founder of Standard Oil, born in the state in 1839. Johnny Johnson, the great pianist and songwriter. He was Chuck Berry's piano player for all of Chuck Berry's hits. He probably co-wrote a lot of Chuck Berry's hits, but by the time he sued Chuck Berry for outstanding royalties, it was too late. The statute of limitations had run out. But he does have a Congressional Gold Medal, and he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the great Johnny Johnson, born in the state in 1924. Next time you listen to a Chuck Berry record, listen to the piano. He really carries it. The bassist for the Crickets, Joe B. Malden, was born in the state in 1940, died of cancer in 2015 at the age of 74. He's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, class of 2012 from the Crickets. And Kevin Bacon, 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. You remember that was a big thing because he was on so many different movies with so many huge casts. He didn't like it when it first came out, and I was kind of embraced the 6 Degrees phenomenon. He's 66 years old today. And Eric and Marion, by the way, quick happy anniversary. There they are. Eric and Marion, who were off last week celebrating their anniversary. They know how long they've been married, and we'll leave it at that. Special thanks to our friends at Alpine Air. They are our platinum sponsor. How's your air conditioner holding up? For heat and air, call Alpine Air, and if it ain't working, they should be your first phone call. But be patient. They may be pretty busy right now with temperatures well into the triple digits. And special thanks to our friends at Prestige Senior Living at Colonial Vista. Mike Mignotti does not think pizza should ever be frozen. Yeah, Mike, again with the pizza and Mignotti. Anyway, we'll have that for you. And then the 3-part series of conversations that Jefferson Robbins did about being bear-wise in the Upper Valley. You'll hear from the City of Leavenworth administrator who's in charge of making sure the bears don't roam around downtown. You hear from Camille Stem, who was attacked by a bear right outside of her home a couple of years ago. And Rich Beausoleil from the Washington State Department of Fish and Wildlife. It's coming up. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Lifeline Ambulance has partnered with Wenatchee Valley Tech to provide EMT certification training within the high school. This opens up career opportunities in EMS, fire, and other medical fields, and gives these students a leg up when entering the workforce.
Students at Wenatchee Valley Tech, through our partnership with Lifeline Ambulance, can now earn their National Registry EMT certification.
Don't miss the Grant County Fair in Moses Lake, August 13th through the 17th. Leading the entertainment list is Diamond Rio, Thursday, August 15th, with special guest Katie Wade. Friday night is 90s favorite Chingy with special guest DJ Precise. And Wednesday night, 2 of the best tribute bands in the country, Best of Both Worlds, a Van Halen tribute, and Crazy Train, an Ozzy tribute. VIP tickets are available at gcfairgrounds.com.
Hey folks, this is Blueberry Carey bringing you a public service announcement. With today's fast pace, sometimes you just need to be reminded to just breathe. Come on out to Blueberry Hills and enjoy the panorama of beautiful blueberry fields and these gorgeous North Cascades mountains. Your food is always cooked fresh to order, and our down-home scratch country recipes are always well worth the wait. Our delicious breakfast dips, pies, and pastries await you and your family. So come on out to Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether. We provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
Hey, this is Mike Maddox. Everybody is entitled to my opinion now. I recently saw an ad for a frozen pizza company claiming their product was New York style. No, there's no such thing as frozen New York style pizza or any kind of frozen pizza for that matter. Look, you can freeze shrimp and it's still shrimp. When it thaws, it's still shrimp, as are green beans, tater tots, or a chicken pot pie. But freezing pizza and then adding insult to injury and calling it New York style, oh gosh, may God forgive them for their blasphemy. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
It's vacation season. While a trip to Hawaii sounds great, we know what you really want is an inflation vacation. That's why Abby's feeds a group of 4 to 6 people for less than $26. Enjoy an inflation vacation at Abby's. You can be a superhero tonight and treat your family to Abby's famous hometown hero. This giant features our classic pepperoni, tasty Italian sausage, and crisp green peppers, all layered together for a legendary feast. Don't miss this July special pizza at a very special price.
Most of us are in touch with the internet in one way or another all day long. A fast, secure connection matters. It keeps us entertained, informed, and in touch. Local cares about your connection. We know strong, reliable internet with your choice of speed makes life better. If you need fast, reliable internet, or maybe an upgrade, or you just have questions, connect with us by visiting localtel.com or call 509-888-8888 today.
Let Merry Maids custom cleaning experts help you clean up your to-do list. Between work, kids, and pets, it's hard to find time to keep up. Let Merry Maids of Wenatchee help. Merry Maids cleaning experts can help keep your home or business fresh, neat, and exactly how you'd clean it, if only you had the time. Call now for a free estimate, 509-663-1710. Serving Chelan and Douglas counties, Merry Maids, let us help.
My name is Kara Raftery, and I am the Communications and Special Projects Manager for the City of Leavenworth. Leavenworth is located in prime black bear habitat. Statewide, there's about 20,000 black bears, and as far as the city goes, we have been seeing an increase in bear activity. From about 2019 to 2023, the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife received over 430 calls regarding black bears, and on about 166 of those, officers responded due to either property damage or potential human-bear conflicts. As far as it goes to within city limits, we've been seeing an uptick in unsecured trash incidences. Food attractants that attract these black bears to our area is unsecured trash. So we have been working towards mitigating that with our collaborative partners. So in order to mitigate trash attractants for black bears in our area, we have recently leased and installed 55 Big Belly street cans, which is featured right here. They are solar powered. They have sensors which alert us to when they are filling up. And everyone's favorite feature is the foot pedal, so you don't even have to touch the handle. And one of the great things about these is our previous trash cans were only about a 32-gallon capacity for a long downtown corridor. These ones can do 32 gallons of compacted trash, which equates to about 150 gallons of uncompacted trash. So they can handle a lot more trash, which is really great during busy seasons and festivals when we see an influx of tourists. 10 of these have smart sensors, and that alerts our team to when they're nearing capacity so we can make sure that they don't overflow, which helps reduce food attractants to black bears in our area. It's been a really exciting partnership with the Department of Fish and Wildlife, Waste Management, and several other partnership groups in sort of this education outreach effort that we have been working cohesively on and actively working on, sort of our bear-wise strategy for a community. So in addition to the Big Belly cans, in addition to the pilot program that we did last fall with the Defenders of Wildlife, installing we have 46 deployed 96-gallon totes in our commercial accounts, as well as postcards and outreach and videos. I highly recommend people go to the DFW site and watch their videos about living with black bears. We've been working with the chamber to outreach for visitors so they know how to recreate when they come to visit and play in bear country. And it's been a really exciting process, and it's something we're continuously working on. We also have identified some areas in downtown that have higher conflict, and we've been working with them to sort of mitigate unsecured trash, and really that is those bear-proof totes. The biggest challenge that we're facing right now as a city is finding a bear-proof tote for our 300-gallon containers that we use for most of our commercial accounts. I think that most people, as a part of the community, love not only being a part of Leavenworth, but also appreciate the wildlife that we coexist with. So we have gotten some really great feedback, people interested in being more bear-wise or obtaining a bear-proof container from Waste Management for the residents. And even people from out of the area within the county limits have been asking questions. So we've seen a lot of forward movement and a lot of people willing to sort of be a part of that collective effort to be more bear-aware. And that's really exciting, and we're really hopeful that we can enact a big change by using those small preventative bear-wise steps.
Check out ClubProCashmere.com for upcoming events and tickets.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
About 5, maybe 6. Dad and I went camping way up the icicle, and it was when it was a dirt road all the way. And we went fishing, and we cooked our dinner, and then we threw out a pad and slept under the stars. And Dad put the food up, and he said, well, if a bear or anything comes, just crawl down in your bag and just stay there. Don't worry, we'll be fine. And a bear did come, and he woke me up and said, now be real quiet. There's a bear sniffing us. And the bear did sniff and walked away, because we weren't fresh food, I suppose. It was a sleeping bag and such. So that was the first time. I did a lot of trail running, so you're always looking for bears or cougars, and you're kind of a gift for them in a way if they're hungry and if you're in the wrong place at the wrong time. But most animals like to go away, but you're always looking, and saw more bear than anything else. Ran into on trails up the icicle, mama bear and 2 cubs one day, and that was, okay, so my friend and I made lots of noise and kept on going, and when we came back we started making a ton of noise about a mile away, wherever she was. But yeah, it was always a lot of respect, not a lot of fear, a lot of respect. The flue going upstairs became a haven for yellow jackets, and it was the end of October, and the yellow jackets were laying their larvae. We
put this together way after the fact. And she was going up for that larva. The 2 days earlier, late in the afternoon, she had been here on a Thursday. Too late to call the city. Should have left a message. That had been fine, and I was gone the next day, and then this happened on Saturday. I came out with Pepper. It was 6:30, pretty typical timing. Went up the stairs there, and I stood on top of the stairs on the concrete and watched him go do his thing. The outside lights come on, and I must have heard something because I turned a bit, and at that point, she must have slammed me to the concrete. It totally knocked me out. It laid open the back of my head all the way across. And while I was out, she clawed my leg, which to this day, those spots are very tender. That's just so deep. She clawed across my pelvic region a couple of times, tore a lot open, and when I came to, she was on top of me, and she was rooting around my neck. I woke up enough and it ticked me off. And that's when I gave her a right hook and I hit her real hard, and she didn't like that. And then I gave her a left and she really didn't like that, and she kind of shook, and then she just backed off slowly, and she turned around and walked away. And I went, whoa, okay. I had no idea to the extent of my injuries at that time, none whatsoever. Bears kill by getting the femoral artery or the carotid artery. She went after both. I'm very lucky, but that is how they kill. She missed my femoral by a hair, or I would have bled out. And she didn't get to my carotid because I woke up and I gave her a right punch. I was bleeding an awful lot. My head was open and it was just spinning. I couldn't hardly find a way to walk straight. But I decided the hospital's right there, my car's right there, my dog's right there. I'll go get my keys and drive to the hospital. I can get there quicker than calling 911. I mean, I'm lucky in so many ways. Very lucky. It was and has been a very long recovery. I still have issues, probably always will, with my brain and with the dizziness and the where's my foot going to hit the ground when I walk. But I'm okay. Bears don't do that. That's not a natural thing. That was a weird circumstance. But she had been so habituated to food and garbage cans. She was a huge bear. She was almost 300 pounds, somewhere in there. That's because of the garbage. 10 minutes after she attacked me, she was caught on video up at Yodeland trying to get into food. I probably drove right past her. The habituated ones, yeah, they're worrisome, but regular bears, no, they're not, no. My neighbors up here got the first bear can, and that was a good thing, because those cans were getting knocked over all the time. Certainly have a bear-proof can. Number one, if you have garbage, you have a bear-proof can. If you don't, shame on you. You can take that out. But really, it's vitally important in this community. There are so many cans all over. This bear is gone because it was so habituated to food. And they're trying to, get all the weight on that they can before winter. Bear-proof cans, just being very aware of things around you. not leaving dog food, bowls of dog food out, bowls of cat food out, anything like that. They smell it. They're just amazing creatures that can find anything. So I guess that's the top of the list. I think of all the tourists that go walking through. When I sat here on this deck and watched people come down one day, there was last summer, mama bear and 2 cubs, and a woman came down in just a little tube, and she was going towards her wanting to get a picture. And mama bear can go right through that water fast. Woman in a little tube is not going to move fast. And I had to yell at her, "Don't do that. You're putting yourself in real peril." And I've done that more than once off of this deck. So there's a lot of concern, especially as the season gets really going. And I know the city feels that way. I know Fish and Game feel that way.
Imagine a science project being done on the kitchen table. Feel the excitement on Christmas morning as the kids race down the stairs to form memories that cannot be erased. Listen for the laughter coming from the next room. Put your family in a new home to make these visions become reality with Coldwell Banker Cascade. Use the Move meter entering 2 cities and see how a potential move scores based on the cost of living and other factors. Make your dream place a reality with Coldwell Banker Cascade today.
Yippee skippy! Summer is officially here in the Wenatchee Valley, and Collins Fashions has what you need for all your summer activities. Cool sundresses, special occasion dresses, capris, sport, shorts, tanks, tees, sandals, and tinnies. Great brands such as Tommy Bahama, Tribal, David Klein, Habitat, etc., etc. Collins is a full-service Brighton headquarters. You can receive a Brighton beach towel with the purchase of $125 this month. Our stylists will assist you with your needs head to toe. Collins, where fun meets fashion in downtown Wenatchee.
So my name is Rich Beausoleil. I am the statewide bear and cougar specialist for the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife. It's a statewide position. I'm based out of Wenatchee, north, south, east, west, right in the center of the state. And yeah, pretty much go everywhere.
Do you have a sense for the frequency of bear conflict calls that you get, if it's gone up or changed in the years you've been doing this?
You know, I've been doing this for 22 years. It's definitely cyclic, you know, in response to food supply, natural food supply, weather conditions, that kind of stuff. But also highly dependent on attractants, which bring bears close to people. We're always going to have bears around these parts, and that's okay. What we want them to do is move through and not stay. We did a 10-year study in the North Cascades. We had a West Slope study area and an East Slope study area, and it just so happens it was right around here in Leavenworth. So we collared a couple hundred bears over 10 years just on this side of the mountains. And what we found is bears were traveling 30, 40 straight line distance miles to come from their home range to take advantage of these food resources, sometimes turning around and never coming back, other times choosing to settle here. And if it's a mom with cubs who's doing that, those cubs start to learn when it starts getting cool or it starts getting warm, whatever the phase is, that's where I can go get a known meal. A bear's entire life is based on food. You or I know if we miss breakfast and lunch, we're going to have dinner. They don't know that. They live day to day, and so they need about 3,000 calories a day just to sustain themselves, preferably 5,000 calories a day to actually put on some mass. And a pound of blueberries or huckleberries is roughly about, 250 calories. One pound bird feeder is 1,700 calories. So you hit a neighborhood street with 3 or 4 bear feeders, you just lived an entire day. So by the bears' standards, that's time management. That's no different than you or I hitting the drive-thru on a busy day. And if we catch them early enough in this behavior and we intervene, we can stop it. And that's the key. We need that engagement from people to understand that if you want to see a bear for a minute and that's fine, scare it off if it's in your yard around Leavenworth. But then report it. Let us know so we can keep track of those sightings and then say, hey, we've got 3 or 4 going here. We might want to jump over there, see if there's any things we need to remove. And then also, maybe we can push that bear back up into the woods where it belongs. It's kind of disappointing over time because you see this cycle and it just repeats itself. And we remove these bears and we do press on it. We don't hide what we're doing. Sometimes we're forced to make these calls, and that's not why we got into the business, and then the locals get upset with us. And I like that. That means they love wildlife. But you need to take those preventative steps to avoid a bear becoming habituated or food conditioned, because that can lead to problems that none of us want. In the last couple of years, things have greatly improved. We've got a good working relationship, and we always have, with Public Works. They service all of the restaurants, all of the businesses and parks like we're in right now, and they have their own garbage removal system. And so they upped removal of those cans from once a day to twice a day. That's a great move. But now we've got 3,000 residents that we need to engage with. They all have individual contracts with their garbage collection service. And so that's a heavier lift. We need some help from City Council, maybe to pass some ordinances, take down your bird feeders, from April through November. If you're gonna raise chickens and goats and sheep and that kind of stuff, there's some basic standards you need to have. That would be outstanding. And then when you see signs like this, and you're in bear country, heed those warnings, pay attention. If you live close by and you came down to the park for a walk, well, that's only a hop, skip, and a jump for a bear to be in your backyard. So look around, police each other, help us, help you, and then by doing so, we're gonna help the bears.
Introducing Wenatchee's Riverfront District. Mama Tina's Pizza at Riverside 9 features everything you loved about the food truck and a lot more. From salads and sandwiches to tap beer and cocktails, it's all here at Mama Tina's Wood-Fired Pizza. Quickly becoming the entertainment headquarters for the district, the River House Cigar Bar features top music acts to go with great food and drinks. Smoke-free or free to smoke at your choice at River House Cigar Bar. Visit the Wenatchee Riverfront District for fun, food, and entertainment.
At Kennedy Group, we understand that buying and selling is more than a transaction, and it's more than just a house. This is where you will gather with friends and family, and where a lifetime of memories will be made. But buying a home is more than memories. Oftentimes, it's your biggest financial decision. The agents at Kennedy Group understand this and provide real estate advice based on your goals and dreams. Call us today, and let's find your happy place.
It's live television. We work without a net. Sunshine, 76 degrees. Yesterday at this time, it was 67 degrees. So as you can imagine, gonna be hot. And we have a red flag warning. It's up and running this afternoon, goes through Tuesday night. My guess is it will probably be extended into Wednesday. High temperatures, low relative humidity. On Wednesday, we have high temperatures, low relative humidity, and wind. We're still under the influence of that huge dome of high pressure. But on Wednesday, that dome is going to flatten out, and that's going to allow some breezy conditions. From the National Weather Service, how about 106, 107? Yeah, needless to say, that would be a record high. 75 for the overnight low tonight. Warmer still Tuesday. Can you believe 109? Ouch. It's just hot. Wednesday, we see the wind kick up a little bit, a little relief on Thursday, and right back to triple digits on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And that's it for us. Stay cool. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.